It's only going to be a matter of time before popular opinion starts to balance out with their finances. Now, we know that if popular opinion is trickling downward, then that's going to directly reflect in their 5-year goals. Hey, we back at it again. What's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. Today we finna get into why 2K continues to fail. And we're not talking about financial gain or financial success. We all know that 2K continues to break financial records with each release of 2K, but we're more so talking about popular opinion. Let me know what you guys think about NBA 2K21 current gen and NBA 2K21 next gen. Which one you think is better? Which one you think better represents the game of basketball? Because as far as popular opinion goes, I think a huge portion of the community doesn't really like how 2K is representing the game of basketball. And the reason why they go through so much red tape is because they are backed by the NBA. So they got to get a lot of licensing approvals just to make minor changes on 2K. NBA needs to make sure that 2K is representing the game of basketball well and to their standard. With that being said, I personally believe that 2K is not representing the game of basketball all too well these days. And I think that a good reason, like a huge reason as to why the community is like really taking a stand this year like never before. I've never seen the 2K community take as big a stand as they have taken with NBA 2K21 on current gen and next gen. We have so many people just leaving the game, no longer playing. Mayors, we know that 2K has introduced mayors to the game this year, and we have mayors out there that are just no longer playing the game. Imagine you have a mayor of your city saying, you know what, F this, I'm going back home. I'm saying I ain't finna even be a mayor anymore. That's what's happening on 2K. Mayors are just not even playing the game. So I don't think it's a good representation because we have had good games in the past. I think 2K is adding layer upon layer that the community is not necessarily asking for. Universally, I think a huge portion of the community believe NBA 2K16 was a great game, great mechanics, and they just needed to make some minor adjustments. They had a great combination of aesthetics, fun gaming, like just fun gaming mechanics, and good gameplay. 2K started adding layer upon layer to add more realism to the game, and instead they just kind of ruined the experience. They kind of forgot about the fun factor. And I also feel like the developers kind of created this challenge between the community and themselves, increasing the AI, trying to make the AI smarter. When you look at how the AI plays, and I'm not saying that I don't want a smart AI, but when you watch how the AI plays against you or whatever, you go into the rec center and you go up against AIs, it seems like the AI is set just to eliminate fun. And I think that's where things get confused, because watching the AI play is the closest thing you're going to get to understanding what a developer is thinking. And when I watch the AI play, how the AI eliminates, the AI would allow you to shoot a 3-point shot right in front of their face, but the AI will not allow you to throw an alley-oop. Instead, they'll lunge 20 feet into the air or lunge 20 feet to the side to intercept the pass. It's these things that when you get to see how the developer is actually making the game, you get to see like, whoa, you guys are not, you're trying to maybe it might not be their intention to eliminate fun, but somewhere along the road, it seems like the development team kind of created this competition between the community, I guess for them feeling like they were underappreciated. So they kind of, well, the community had some complaints along the way over the years saying that this is too easy or we need to adjust this. And the developers said, you know what, we're going to answer them and we're going to just completely eliminate the fun factor. And that's what's happening with NBA 2K21 on current gen and next gen. And I'm not just completely speaking about AIs. This is not about AIs. This is just understanding what the developers are thinking. The best way to understand that is watching how the AIs play, because the AIs are a direct reflection of the coding that they put into the game. You lose control of your player One of the things that I really dislike about NBA 2K21 on next gen is the constant loss of control. You don't have complete control of your player, especially on defense. And when has been the case that defense is not like a primary focus in the game of basketball? There's defense, there's offense. Now, like I said before, there's a reason why 2K decided to kind of make offense OP this year for NBA 2K21 on next gen. I believe they want to cater to the casual gamer. But this way of catering to the casual gamer, they got to understand you can't dumb down your audience. Gamers get on a video game of basketball because they appreciate the sport of basketball. So they expect to see something very similar to the sport of basketball. And NBA 2K21 for next gen is looking unfamiliar. It just doesn't look familiar out there. We're not seeing what we're normally used to seeing in the game of basketball. Especially if you guys have played basketball. I've come up playing basketball, training, practicing. I've done all of this, so I understand basic, core, fundamental aspects of basketball, which is why I believe the developers may not have had that same type of practice or upbringing within the sport, because if they did, they will understand that there's some core, fundamental aspects that you should kind of incorporate into the game. And if you incorporate these core, fundamental aspects into the game, you won't have to worry about losing any level of your fan base. There's a bunch of games coming out for next gen. There's a bunch of new experiences that we could tap into with the next gen console. 2K was one of only a few developers to get the opportunity to release a game on the release date of next gen consoles. They had an opportunity to really wow their audience. They had an opportunity to create a whole new audience of gamers because there was such a limited amount of games to select from. So of course that was going to lead to a ton of new gamers just getting on 2K to experience the game. Now, the casual gamers getting on the game may appreciate what the developers gave them this year. But competitive players that actually love the game of basketball, the actual sport, probably would not necessarily appreciate what they're experiencing on NBA 2K21 for next gen. Let me holler at you guys about something that took place this week on Call of Duty. Call of Duty, we all know, a huge AAA gaming development company. They have this game called Warzone. And Warzone goes, they cycle these playlists each week. This particular week, they created a playlist that didn't necessarily have the fun factor incorporated into it. The Call of Duty community spoke out wildly, complaining about the playlist that they incorporated into Call of Duty Warzone this week. Call of Duty responded and completely changed it back to the previous game mode because the community took a stand and spoke. I even deleted Warzone this week and said I wasn't going to play it because I wasn't having fun with the playlist that they had incorporated. Now, these playlists only last a week, and Call of Duty responded ASAP and made the changes necessary to get gamers back on the game and make sure that they're having fun. I don't think 2K is aware of how much they kind of dumbed the game down. Let me know if you guys think or believe whether or not they dumbed 2K down. Now, I appreciate hitting shots out there. I want to break something down about shooting. How I believe shooting should function on NBA 2K21. It's about creating an open shot. Using team strategy to create an open shot. And if you create an open shot, that should lead to higher percentages in your shooting. It shouldn't just be based in the actual jump shot. That don't make any sense. Where is the coaching strategy? Where is the team strategy involved in putting shot percentages on the actual jump shot instead of allowing it to be a team effort in creating an open opportunity to either take a shot or drive into the paint? Those are one of the aspects of making the game more realistic, more real to what we've grown accustomed to in the sport of basketball. Let's talk about the MyTeam takeover of 2K and how MyTeam seems to have taken over the actual focus from the developers, from 2K. We all know that MyTeam has been a huge moneymaker for 2K. I get it. I get that they're a moneymaker. But that doesn't mean you eliminate and isolate a whole portion, like a whole fan base of a particular game mode, and kind of just neglect the game mode. We have Park, Rec, Pro-Am, game modes that are completely disrupted by events, which shouldn't be the case. Why isn't this held as a higher priority? Like, make sure we have fun out there. You got a ton of casual gamers trying to get on the game and experience what a basketball game has to offer. And I don't think there's a good experience for them. I don't think there's a more like a realistic experience for gamers that are trying to get into basketball gaming. Let me know in the comment section if you believe that. Do you think there's a good experience for new gamers to play NBA 2K21 on current gen and next gen? I think it kind of gives them like bad information. I think it kind of gives them, because this is not it. We all know that 2K is not going to stay like this and continue to be successful. It's only going to be a matter of time before popular opinion starts to balance out with their finances. Now, we know that if popular opinion is trickling downward, then that's going to directly reflect in their 5-year goals as far as financial gains or financial success. They need to get popular opinion back up, and the way in which to get popular opinion back up is maybe to kind of reinvigorate 2K back to their old ways. We don't need all the layers. Nobody is asking for all of the layers that 2K continues to pile on. We're asking for fun gameplay, something that looks very similar to the sport of basketball, something that is not taken far out of proportion and way out the way of the actual sport. Something that looks familiar. NBA 2K16 looked familiar. It was fun gameplay. It was something similar to basketball. What we're experiencing right now is not necessarily too familiar to me and the sport of basketball that I have grown accustomed to over the years. What do you guys want out of 2K? You let me know in the comment section below. What I want out of 2K is good core fundamental aspects of the sport of basketball. And after that, you can start adding a few layers on top. What I want out of 2K is to actually go back into motion capture. Stop taking your old files and adding them into a new game. Get people back into mocap and separate offensive and defensive motion captures. The reason why we're getting so many canned animations on 2K is because 2K was too lazy to create more motion captures to separate the animations. So instead, when they're going for like a dunk animation, the reason why you're caught in so many canned dunk animations out there and getting like bodied, you're getting dropped on the ground. There's people who don't even play defense on the player. They could be 10 feet toward the right of somebody driving on the left, and they'll just get pulled into a contact dunk animation. Why is that the case? Let me explain to you. Motion capture was only done from the offensive side of the actual play. So somebody going up for a dunk, it only considered the motion of the offensive player and then dragged the defensive player into the play. They needed to separate. They needed to add more motion captures to create a variety of defensive options for somebody who's playing defense. They limited the amount of options that the defense had, which is why you're stuck in a canned animation. Get rid of canned animation. Give control back to the player. We want control. Giving us control allows us to feel more connected to the game and the sport of basketball when we're playing 2K. A lot of people play 2K because they live vicariously through 2K. Maybe they can't play basketball anymore. Maybe they don't watch as much basketball. They love basketball. They want to stay connected to basketball, so they play 2K. But we just need 2K to make some minor adjustments to bring it back, heal up, reel up, bring it back, come rewind, bring it back to NBA 2K16 and allow us to have fun again. We don't need NBA 2K16. It's not like we actually just want NBA 2K16, but we want something similar to the greatness that we once had. I hope you guys found this video helpful and or informative, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of next gen content coming your way. Don't forget to catch us on live stream. Easy, y'all.